ready? Councillors, order please. We have a motion of no confidence against the executive mayor. I think all of us, we have the agenda. So can I give Councillor Senegal an opportunity to table her motion, please?
The Freedom Front Plus hereby submits a motion of no confidence in the Executive Mayor of Emfuleni Municipality, Cllr Sipho Radebe. The vote of no confidence is based on, number one, the non-compliance of the Executive Mayor to fulfill his duties, obligations and responsibilities in terms of the Constitution of South Africa of 96, the MFMA, the Municipal Management Act, if you don't know what the MFMA stands for, 56 of 2003, the Municipal Systems Act of 32 of 2000, and the Municipal Structures Act of 117 of 98. Number two, failure by the Executive Mayor to manage the financial recovery plan and Section 1395A and 1391B intervention since June 2018, Emfuleni has been partially put under administration, and no proper engagement with province as to the status of these administrators' performance. Number three, unqualified AG report with findings. The fact that Emfuleni Local Municipality received an unqualified audit is already proof of the failure of his duties by the Executive Mayor. And the reasons given for the qualified audit are in itself enough evidence for a motion of no confidence in the Executive Mayor. Number four, the continuous use of overtime in relation to the lack of basis. Number five, lack of basic good governance. 6, the negative image of the municipality in the media. 7, the lack of confidence in the municipality and general negative perception of the municipality by the residents of Emfuleni Local Municipality. 8, the Executive Mayor did not comply with the following legislation. Number 1, the Constitution of South Africa of 1996, Chapter 2. The Executive Mayor is not ensuring an environment that is not harmful to the health and well-being to the residents of Emfuleni Local Municipality. 8. The problems pertaining to sewage and the slow response or inability of Emfuleni Local Municipality to carry out repair work in a timeless fashion contribute to an unhealthy environment. B. Lack of solid waste removal contributes to an unhealthy environment. C. Problems pertaining to water distribution and water shortages also are detrimental to the health of the residents of the municipality. D. The bucket system is still not totally eradicated. E. The state of the streets and roads in Emfuleni Local Municipality, traffic lights not working, no traffic enforcement, and potholes are harmful to the well-being of the residents of Emfuleni Local Municipality. F. No enforcement of building restrictions and plans and no inspections of building sites are dangerous and is harmful to the well-being of the residents of Emfuleni Local Municipality. G. Furthermore, the Executive Mayor is not ensuring the rights of residents to a protected environment and the prevention of pollution. H. Waste of clean water through slow response to the complaints and slow response to the repair busted water pipes. I. Sewage spills lead to pollution. J. Lack of refuse removal leads to pollution. The Executive Mayor is also not promoting conservation. K. Non-payment of bulk suppliers, for example, Eskom and Randwater. Number 2, Constitution of South Africa, Chapter 2. The Executive Mayor fails to ensure that the residents of Emfuleni Local Municipality have access to sufficient water. Water leakage and waste of clean water through water leakage. Water shortages experienced in Emfuleni Local Municipality. The continued and unsolved dispute with Randwater. 3. Also the Constitution of South Africa 96, Chapter 7. Objects of local government. The municipality. The Executive Mayor does not contribute to the enhancement or fulfillment of the objectives of the local government as required by the Constitution. Due to the late taking of Emfuleni Local Municipality budget and other statutorily required documentation, the input of the local communities is not taken into consideration. For example, the last act of public participation with the unfolding IDP and budget process for the 2022-23 was already late. Due to the lateness and not keeping within the legislative timeframes, there is no democratic and accountability government in Emfuleni Local Municipality. The financial problems, bankruptcy of Emfuleni Municipality also prevents Emfuleni Local Municipality to provide services. Due to the underperformance of certain departments, there is little promotion of social and economic development in the Emfuleni Local Municipality. Also, in the Constitution, the developmental duties of the municipality, as already indicated, the Executive Mayor failed to ensure that the municipality fulfill its constitutional obligation in this regard through lack of planning process that adhered to the legislative framework and no incorporation of public input in the budget and in the IP. Municipal Structures Act 117, number 6, chapter 4, Section 56 lists the functions and powers of Mayor and the Executive Mayor, fails to perform the functions as set out in Section 56A. The Executive Mayor must identify needs of the community and oversee provision of services. But the lack of basic services delivery, example, used water leakage all over the Emfuleni Local Municipality, shortages in water, sewage provision, even close to schools, potholes, streetlights not working, problems pertaining to direct installation, lack of street names, signs, and road signs indicate traffic lights not working, inefficient call center with VNC settlement, not materializing and no action complaints, no service delivery in the whole of the local municipality. In order to perform these duties, the Executive Mayor needs reports from the committees of council, but some committees have no meetings since 2021. The date of the provision of departments increases every month and its needs are not collected. The Executive Mayor must monitor the administration of the Emfuleni Local Municipality by problems pertaining to staff dismissals, use of legal practitioners in disciplinary proceedings, staff grievances, lack of appointment of staff in key positions are not resolved. This is also to the extent that staff has attached Emfuleni bank account. Questions of councillors are not answered in accordance with standard rules and orders of council. Number 6. The Municipal Finance Management Act 56/2003, Chapter 7, the responsibility of mayors. In terms of Section 52, the Executive Mayor is responsible to provide guidance, monitor, and oversee fiscal and financial affairs of the municipality, and must ensure that the municipality complies with constitutional and statutory functions. The draft budget for 2022-23 is unfunded. The Executive Mayor does not oversee the exercise of the duties by the Mayor and the CFO, fact-based budget, late submissions, over and underspending, abuse of grants, underspending of grants, overtime payments, adjustment budgets, payment to supplier contractors for incomplete work or non-payment of other creditors, debtors, use of the middleman in procuring services that the municipality could procure at a cheaper rate through a tender process, example, vehicles and petrol and diesel that are not bought directly from suppliers. No steps to prevent irregular, fruitless and wasteful expenditure, and no investigation into Emfuleni and steps taken against officials responsible for irregular, fruitless and wasteful expenditure does not occur. No guidance or oversight over the exercise of their duties by the municipal manager and the CFO, as there are various problems regarding the financial and administration management of the Emfuleni Local Municipality and the attachment of the bank accounts. Number 7. Municipal Finance Management Act 56/2003, Chapter 7, Responsibilities of the Mayor, Number 53, Budget Process and Related Matters. The Mayor must ensure that the revenue and expenditure projections for each month and the service delivery targets and performance indicators for each quarter, as set out in the service delivery and budget implementation plan, are made public no later than 14 days after the approval of the service delivery and budget implementation plan. That the performance agreements of the municipal managers, senior managers, and any other categories of officials as may be prescribed are made public no later than 40 days after the approval of the municipality's service delivery and budget implementation implementation plan. Copies of such performance agreements must be submitted to Council and the NEC for local government of the province. There is no general political guidance over the budget process, and the priorities that must guide the preparation of budget by the Executive Mayor. The 2022-23, the budget is a duplicate of previous budgets with only changes pertaining to increases in tariffs. There is projects in the IDP not funded by the budget. There is projected income that is not feasible. Number 8. Again, the Municipal Finance Management Act 56 of 2003, Chapter 7, Responsibilities of the Mayor, Section 54. Budgetary control and early identification of financial problems. Spending and revenue collection is not in accordance with the budget. The increase in the debtors and especially the debt not collected from government. The Executive Mayor failed to identify and take the necessary steps when the municipality faced financial problems. Even though it was stated in Council and in the media that the municipality is bankrupt, no steps to reduce spending in accordance with the projected income was taken. See the appointment in the political offices of the Emfuleni Local Municipality in Section 71 report March 2022 as one example of no reduction in spending. The Executive Mayor did not promptly initiate remedial or corrective steps. The continued waste of money by Emfuleni Local Municipality further indicates no reduction of spending. Non-payment of bulk supplies, Eskom and groundwater leads to disputes and results in detachment of bank accounts and detachment of assets. Number 9. Municipal Finance Management Act 56, 2003, Chapter 7, Sole Responsibilities of the Mayor, Section 56, exercise of rights and powers of municipal entities. The budgetary fund function of the Finance and Revenue Department in giving residents notice of disconnection after they were already disconnected electricity is unfair. I thank you.
Members of the community, you are not allowed to participate.
Speaker, chase them out.
You are not allowed to participate. Even to howl. Sure. I see the miracle. First time I see this. It's first time. It's first time. It's first time. Let's hope it's first and the last time to clap the hands. You are not allowed to participate in this gathering. You are not. Member of the community, all of you. Only councillors who have the right to participate in this August house. Thank you very much. Executive Mayor. No councillor in orders. We agreed, all of us.
Speaker, the motions presented, the motion in fact presented here with many frivolous statements against the Executive Mayor of Emfuleni, Sipho Radebe, really needs to be responded. And I stand here to respond. And let me start here, Speaker. The motion, I see it as a motion that is coming as a form of attack in order to elevate white supremacy culture. And Speaker, as a young African who was raised in to understand that the battle towards winning and changing the status quo it's never an easy one. Along the way, such things will come. We were long prepared, Speaker.
Yes.
And one of the things that I remember preparing us as we grew up, as I get into the responses, Speaker, as a preamble to these responses that I'll be giving right now, I just want to take a pamphlet that was written in 2001 by Kennedy Jones and Tema Okun. And in this pamphlet, the heading of the pamphlet is White Supremacy Culture. And underneath it says, From Dismantling Racism, a workbook for social change groups. This is the document that I will request my honorable councillors, when they have time, to go and engage on it. And in this document, Kennedy Jones and Tema Okun, they are saying there are characteristics of white supremacy. And some of these characteristics I want to mention here, because it is the very same characteristics that made it a point that today, instead of us concentrating on giving the service delivery to the community, but we are gathered here to discuss a motion of no confidence because of these characteristics. There are about 9 of them. I will just take few because of time. One is perfectionism. On perfectionism, the two writers are saying there's little appreciation expressed amongst the people for the work that others are doing, which is exactly what is happening here. Because some of us who think that they are too perfect for us, they are too perfect to be in the administration of Emfuleni, they are throwing all these things. And more common, it is to point out others how the person or a work is inadequate. The second one, it is the sense of agency, which is hidden under the pretext of wanting to see changes, but only to find that it is we want things to stay the same as they are, or they may remain worse than they are. The third one, and I wish this one could be listened carefully, it is quantity over quality. Quantity over quality. It is based on quantity over quality.
Order, Councillor.
Not vice versa. All resources of the municipality are directed toward producing measurable goals. Too little or no value attached to the processes. If it can be measured, it has no value. Discomfort with emotions or feeling. And the last one that I want to take, because I said they are many, I don't want to take much time. It is the worship of the written word or the plagiarist. The reason I say it is a plagiarist, this motion that is coming here, it is a motion that was presented at Bloemfontein at Free State in 2020. So today, it is like, just they are, there's not even an acknowledgement to say we are taking or borrowing this from somewhere, just as it is. And the Honorable Councillor was saying in many of the allegations that he was citing that it has too much cut and paste at Emfuleni. But this is what they are doing, exactly as it is. And today they think they are better than us because they speak their language.
Cut and paste.
The purpose of this report, Speaker, is to respond to all allegations from the Freedom Front against the Executive Mayor, which has resulted into tabling motion of no confidence with an intention to remove the Executive Mayor from the office. Madam Speaker, please allow me to firstly provide the context and brief background before I can respond to all pertinent issues raised by the Freedom Front Plus. In the letter dated 14 April 2022, with the subject motion of no confidence and the removal of the Executive Mayor, addressed to the Office of the Speaker and the Municipal Manager. The response to this letter should be respectful to the right of the opposition parties to raise their opinions in all legal forms provided in the law. It should be pointed out that these rights are better expressed when they are genuine and do not intend to achieve a narrow political objective. The Executive Mayor has openly engaged with all parties and continued to invite all stakeholders to make meaningful contribution to the well-being of the Emfuleni. It is my view that, and the coalition partners, that the intention of the Freedom Front Plus are shallow political interests representing the minority at the expense of the broader interest of the majority residents of Emfuleni. Irrespective of the open door policy of the Executive Mayor, the Freedom Front has opted to abstain or oppose many key policy decisions that seeks to transform the lives of our marginalized community in the council meeting. It is in this context that the current motion is viewed by the Executive Mayor. Rule 18.25 stated that the Speaker must forthwith, upon the receipt of the motion, determine the date, time and venue of the special council meeting within 14 days. Rule 18.2.10, a special council meeting within the state that the Executive Mayor has a right and must be allowed the opportunity during the proceedings, 1, to respond to every allegation made in the motion and during the debate, 2, call witnesses and cross-examine any witness called by an initiator, 3, and submit document and examine any document submitted by the initiator. It should be acknowledged that the letter from the Freedom Front referred to above bases his argument on legal grounds to substantiate the motion that is intended to express an expected opposition political messages. Political parties contest elections to obtain state power in order to serve the interests of their respective constituencies. It is normal for opposition parties such as Freedom Front to table motions of no confidence to express the will of their constituents who have lost elections and trying to be in power through backdoor. The Constitution of the Republic of South Africa and our rules of council allows for such motions to be tabled in the council. It is, however, uncommon for such motions to be initiated immediately after a democratic election has taken place. Our local government elections were held 6 months ago, on the 1st November 2021. The elections of the current administration took place in the middle of the financial year 2021 and 2022. As a result of the current administration was obligated by law to implement the IDP and budget adopted by the previous administration in May 2021. Immediately after the elections, the council was seized with the establishment of governance which included elections of council committees, appointment of mayoral committees, induction of councillors, and handover report from the previous administration, including tabling of the adjustment budget for the adoption by the council in February 2022. The motion raised the pertinent issues on governance and service delivery, which is not disputed. However, a proper context and mitigation needs to be given in the response. The response of the municipality seeks to adequately respond to all allegations within the confines of the rules. It is incorrect and disingenuous for the Freedom Front Plus allege that the current administration has failed to execute its mandate as per Municipal Finance Management Act, Municipal Systems Act, and other prescripts that regulate the local government. The fact is that we are only 6 months into office. However, because we are a responsive government that believes in values such as accountability, transparency, and honesty, we will provide a detailed account of the act on the work we have done since occupying office in response to the unfounded allegations by the Freedom Front Plus and its alliance. In what we are aware that this motion is intended to derail our decisive intervention on service delivery that we are beginning to see its impact. Madam Speaker, what is surprising also is that the same motion tabled by Freedom Front in this council, as I indicated, was tabled in 13 July 2020 at Mangaung. So it's just a cut and paste, nothing else. What a coincidence. However, we are not surprised by these tendencies that seeks to oppose any agenda that seeks to transform the livelihood of the marginalized people of our country and Emfuleni. Motion of no confidence. This motion of no confidence is based on the following. 1. The non-compliance of the executive mayor to fulfill his duties, obligations, and responsibilities in terms of the Constitution of our country 1996 and Municipal Finance Management Act 56 of 2003 and Municipal Systems Act 32 of 2000 and the Municipal Structures Act of Municipal Structures Act 117 of 1998. Then here is my response to this. The executive mayor denies these allegations and has taken all the necessary steps to ensure compliance with the mentioned pieces of legislation. There is no event or incident wherein the executive mayor acted outside the prescripts of these pieces of legislation. The allegation is denied as upon resuming the office of the executive mayor has participated in weekly progress report meetings called by the MEC of Kokta, MEC Lebohang Maile. The EM had a number of sessions with the lead administrator and his team and presentations on the work done has been presented to various forums in the municipality. The various work streams in support of the financial recovery plan are meeting on regular basis to monitor the progress. There were challenges with the submission of the FRP report, but this has been resolved, and as of March 2022, the ELM started to submit its monthly report without failure. The unqualified AG report with findings. The fact that Emfuleni received an unqualified, maybe a councillor Senegal is not aware that when you are receiving an unqualified, you are nearer to the clean audit. It's not like a qualified. So councillors like Councillor Senegal, when they see such things, their hearts become sore, they become bitter because they want us to remain the worst performing municipality. We are improving. An unqualified audit opinion is an opinion by the AG that the financial statement fairly presents the financial performance and the record of the municipality, and this can never be cited as a reason for non-performance by the executive mayor. The recent attainment of unqualified audit should be seen as an improvement towards a clean audit. And this unqualified report was not coming from me, because I know soon they will write another motion and say, you mayor, you gave yourself an unqualified report. It's not me, it's an office of the AG, Cllr Sipho, you must know that. The other one, the continuous use of overtime in relation to the lack of basic services. The overtime being incurred is as a result of the vacant post that the municipality currently has. It is incurred for the purpose of delivering services and cannot be avoided, as agent calls for water bursts, electricity outages, and other emergencies are made beyond the normal working hours of the municipality. No service delivery institution can avoid overtime. For the record, overtime as a percentage that I will calculate it, the total salary bill is as follows. The overtime, the actual expenditure has not even exceeded the 10% in the past 4 financial years. In the financial year 2017 to 2020 to 2018, our salary bill was 76,260,987.95. But when you look at what is that the overtime cost, our overtime during that year, it was 8%, which is still beyond 10%. 2018 and 2019, our salary bill was 89,562,263 rand 22 cents. When you look at our employee cost, our overtime still 8%. 2019 to 2020, our salary bill increased 100,998,797.05 cents, and then our percentage when you calculate overrun, it's 10%. And these things that I'm also reading, they are there in the public domain. Anyone that wants it can get it. She does the same thing, and soon she will be leaving Angadile Mo. 2020 to 2021, our overtime speaker is 9%.
Sorry, Executive Mayor, my apology. Councillors, can we please keep quiet? Can you please keep quiet? Councillors, I'm speaking. I think it's for the last time. It's for the last time, Councillor. Because even when you say by ANC, you are speaking. You are speaking also. Let's keep quiet. That is why I say, let's keep quiet. I don't mention, hey, Councillor Ntosaba, keep quiet. Councillors, let's behave. The executive mayor is speaking. Please, councillors, proceed, executive mayor, you are protected. I'm going to stand up and look for the councillor who are talking.
Thank you, Speaker. As I continue speaking, another allegation it speaks about the lack of basic good governance in Emfuleni. The structures pursuing good governance in the institution are effectively functional to keep an oversight on administration. The mayoral committee is sitting, section 80s are sitting, the council is sitting, the IDP and the budget steering committee also said, the MPEG committee also said, the performance and audit committees, they also said. So I don't understand what is it that we are not doing on good governance. So far, these structures have proven to be effective given the number of work done this far in keeping to the principles of good governance in the institution. The other allegation, the negative image of the municipality in the media. The communication department of Emfuleni has developed a communication strategy that has been approved by the mayoral committee. To this end, our communication department is effective in communicating programs of the municipality and sending out alerts in the event of service. On quarterly basis, we issue out the publication or a newsletter called The Voice, which captures all service delivery issues by the municipality. The website is updated on a daily basis to communicate municipal development stories. We also have a Facebook page and Twitter. This is aimed at ensuring that our communities have an access to the municipality and its leadership. The municipality has a petition system to address service delivery and other matters of concern to the community. The executive mayor has been on an IDP roadshow with schedule which has been well communicated to the community. And Speaker, the other thing, we cannot tell the media what to write about us. They choose to write what they want. So, but we are also doing our own thing in order to correct that narrative. The other allegation says the lack of confidence in the municipality and general negative perception of the municipality by the residents of Emfuleni Local Municipality. The above, Speaker, is an indication that the current administration does not take matters for granted. Hence, the executive mayor has opened his doors for every community member and the concerted effort for the enhanced communication in order to demystify the notion of non-caring municipality. We do speak with our communities. Some of the councillors on my far left have also invited us into their meetings. And to show that we are a caring leadership, we went to address them. We never said their constituencies are 1, 2, and 3. We went to meet with them. So if there's something that is called that the residents of Emfuleni, they are having, a negative perception. We've been on IDPs. All our meetings are full to capacity. Not even a single one has been disrupted. Because the community says, yes, we know you. We know where you are coming from. We know your problems because we are not hiding them. We tell them where we did wrong. And then we said, we are prepared to correct. So the character of white supremacy on perfectionism, that's where it comes in. That the residents, they are now having a negative perceptions. Which, how many? Where was this study done? Some people will sit there by the corner, 15 of them, and they say, no, we no longer have confidence to this Emfuleni. Out of around more than 1 million residents of Emfuleni, only 15 will come and say, we don't have we are having a negative perception. Who to correct that? It's not me. They must correct themselves. And Speaker, I believe that what the responses that I gave in here were on a lighter note and at a very high level. But one of the things that we said, it must happen. The councillors that are here, they can speak better. They can speak better. You said something when you started. You said when we call workshops to educate councillors, they don't come. We come. We sat here from Monday to Thursday from 8 until around 4 o'clock. They were not even here. But today they are telling us that we are not giving them information that they want. What is it that we must give them? They know about Section 63 intervention. Who doesn't know about it? We know its impact. What is it that it intends to achieve here at Emfuleni? We know about Section 139. What is it that it wants to achieve? And if some of us, because they are saying that they are not ward councillors or they are just distant from that, they are not caring, they will sit somewhere and then come up, take something from Mangaung and bring it and say, let us test whether Emfuleni is strong. We are strong. And from today, we will be stronger than before. Thank you very much.